so glad that you have decided to come in and watch this new session that I've got. I'm sure that anybody watching this video has had at least one sleepless night, where you're tossing and you're turning and you're worrying and you've got anxiety and the world's about to crash, and you know that when you get up you're going to feel terrible and you're not going to be able to concentrate. Well, let's just get it straight that the number one thing in your life that is the most important thing for your health is sleep. I did a video on that, and I'm a firm believer that your brain without sleep is not a good thing. And your ability to have good cognitive resources without sleep is very, very limited. Sleep is a great thing. So let's just talk about a couple of reasons why we are having issues with sleeping. Now, there are groups of people. We're going to call those people the ones that can't get to sleep, and then we're going to find the ones that fall asleep easy, but they wake up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep. And then there's the one that you have that's called a partner, that as soon as their head hits the bed, they're out for the whole night. They don't even get up to go pee. It's just, and you wonder. But anyhow, so let's talk about just getting to the basics. All right, I'm going to read part of it. That sleep deprivation, when you can't sleep, is caused by your body to wake up to a new adventure. Your body is telling you, hey, I'm ready, I'm excited. I mean, think about children that know about Santa, and they are ready to wake up and get the show on because Santa has come. You, as a adult, teenager, whoever you are watching the video, you're about to go on to the next part of a journey. And the reason you can't sleep is you're excited about that journey. Now, we need to be able to manage that. There's other reasons also. We're going to talk about this. That there is a certain duty that every subconscious mind has to understand what our soul and our heart's desires are. Now, if you're waking up in the middle of the night and you are ruminating on the idea, the concept, what is life? Where am I going to be going? That's not a bad thing. We just need to meditate on that in order to get rid of it. Now, the majority of people that I'm aware of that wake up in the middle of the night is caused by fear. It's caused by not trusting that life is going to take care of itself tomorrow. There's a song out that says, a new day. Something will happen a new day. I know a lot of individuals that have suicidal thoughts, and they don't think that a new day, that something will change. But in reality, it will. Now, have you got too much on your plate and life is leaving you drained? Are you taking naps during the middle part of the day and then can't sleep at night? Well, cut out the naps. What you're doing is your body has a certain amount of sleep that it wants, and if it reaches that, you're going to be like, bing, right at, or wide open right away. Understanding that guilt is another thing. And these items of fear and not trusting the process of life and guilt, they can all be taken care of with psychotherapy, Reiki healers, Kabbalah healers. Now, let's talk about the things that you can do without any other help. All right? Overeating. Overeating right before you go to bed. I know that I have a regulator inside. If I have any consumption of sugar or alcohol before I go to bed, boy, I'm going to have acid indigestion that's going to keep me up all night long. The next thing is the intake of alcohol, caffeine, nicotine. Think about this, that the alcohol that you drank or do drink or right before bed, what happens is it makes you fall asleep, and then what happens is the alcohol is converted into sugar, and then you get that sugar rush, and beep, you are wide awake, and that's not what you're looking for. All right, Let's talk about cortical steroids. And that's going to cause you to be wide awake. Poor sleeping habits, sleeping with the light on, sleeping with the radio on, sleeping with the heat, sleeping too cold, sleeping with an improper pillow, sleeping with people yelling and screaming in the next room. If you can manage that, that's a huge leg up. Understand that when I go to sleep, I like a cold room. I like to be underneath them covers and just ready to go to snore. But man, I can sleep also really well on a really hot night with just a hammock, and that's it. And a breeze. Got to have a breeze. All right. So we need to be able to change those environments that we're sleeping in. Yeah, if your mattress gives you backache, you're gonna, as soon as you get into that thing, it's gonna trigger you that tomorrow morning you're gonna wake up with a backache, and you're not gonna be able to sleep very well with that. You also need to understand what your physical cycle is. If you're a day person and not a night person, then you need to go to bed at a certain time. There are individuals that need 8 hours. More than 8 hours, typically, science says that you're going into depression, and that's not necessarily a place you want to go. But people can't really function on anything less than 4 hours a day. So we need to know what our cycles are, and we need to know who we are. All right? So if you're taking pills such as opiates and for chronic pain and difficulty to sleep, it's a horrific cycle. What happens is that you build up a tolerance, and then you need to take more, and then you build up another tolerance, and you take in more, and then you're taking so much as a sleeping aid. You need to take something that gets you pepped up in the day. It's a vicious cycle. That's a band-aid. Get off of that. That's sad. You don't need to do that. Then depression. Depression will cause you not to be able to sleep. Anxiety and fear. We've talked about that. But if we manage the anxiety and fear, then what happens is we'll be able to sleep. Stress. When I happen to have a couple of houses going that are being rehabbed and I'm having issues with my contractor, yeah, I'm stressing, and bingo, I'm wide awake, I'm worrying about it. So what I have to do is I use a cathartic method where I write down everything in the middle of the night. I have a pen that has a light in it. I write it down. I don't even read it in the morning. I just crumple it up, throw it away. It's done. All right, so let's talk about how you can really get some decent sleep. What about a massage before going to bed? Rather than arguing with your spouse and going to bed angry, what about just, making up, getting your emotions under control, not watching that scary movie, get a massage, bingo, you're going to be asleep in no time. One of the things that I've learned is that if I meditate on the Hebrew letter, Semek, that is going to help me sleep. If I meditate and go up my body and relax my body, I am going to go to sleep. All right? Doing Reiki, getting Reiki healing, it's going to make you feel so much more relaxed, so much more wonderful. You are going to be just able to sleep right through it. There's also self-hypnotism. You can do that in order to be able to sleep. I have plenty of tapes where I have mental hypnotic training, where they take you into a deep sleep, they put you there, and then they don't bring you out of the sleep, they keep you down into it, and then you wake up naturally really refreshed. Also, having good relationships with people that are very communicative, that is really what can make your night so much better. All right? Now, if you're serious about getting your sleep together and doing it on a regular and repeated basis all the way through, not waking up, understand that it's going to lead you to a happier and healthier life. You're going to have less stress. You're going to have a much better metabolism system. So let's talk about the Band-Aids. Everybody is telling you about, oh, have melatonin, oh, have calcium, have CBD. Well, there's magnesium, there's valerian root, there's calming herbal extracts, there's important amino acids you can take. Look, to me, a Band-Aid is that the minute that you stop taking them, Bingo, you still have the problem. That's not what we want. We want to go for the cure. Anxiety, fear, not trusting the system, getting some healing. So we can train the mind to be able to relax. I do that. I can fall asleep very quickly. I go into this kind of haze, but if anything happens in the room, I immediately wake up and know that I was asleep. Reducing stress right before going to bed, reducing anxiety. If you can't do it by yourself, then get some help. Get some help for your mental attitude. Go ahead and start commenting about this particular session or any other one about the healing, because we have to take control of our health. Nobody else is going to do it, and you can't trust the American Medical Association, because all they want to do is sell you the pills, the symptoms, and they want to get you hyped up on some really good drugs so that you get into that vicious cycle, and they've got you hooked, and they're into your pocketbook, and you're going to see them on a regular and repeated basis. So look, next week I'm going to have a series of skills. We're going to do a challenge on January 3rd. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to get you better performance and better vitality. And if you're interested in learning more, then go to the Facebook page called Mach 1. I look forward to talking to you, seeing you again on another session. You have a great day.